This is Terry Manning. I work for the Department of Journalism and Mass Communications at Savannah State University. Today will be a short tutorial on converting documents from Word or PDF into JPEG images that you can insert into Chalk and Wire. So I'm going to start with a Word document because once you have it converted from Word to PDF, then this process repeats later for adding a resume or a copy of a paper. But just to start, we're going to start with a Word file. So here's a Word document I have. I believe if you are on a Mac computer, you can just do Save a Copy. And from the drop-down menu, you can choose PDF as an export option. Also, I believe if you're on a PC, you can print and choose PDF as the destination file format. One thing I want you to notice here is that it helps if you name the files things that make sense to you. So in this case, I want to make it Manning Demo. Well, actually, let's say Demo Manning. This will help you a lot when you're actually putting the files into Chalk and Wire. Sometimes people have the same file in different formats and they lose track of which one is which, or they have file names that don't make any sense at all without being able to preview the file, and it just slows you down when you're trying to build your portfolio. So use file names that make sense so that you can look at them easily and tell what's going on. In this case, I'm going from a Word document to a PDF, and I'm going to name it Demo Manning and export. Okay, now I'm going to quit Word. I'm going to find the file on my desktop. I actually have a folder called Demo. If you're on a Mac computer, you can kind of do a shortcut using Preview, but I'm going to assume that you might not have access to a Mac computer. So let's try to open this file with Adobe Acrobat. I'll show you both ways. Okay, so from here, let's just go to File, Export to Image, JPEG, and let's call it Demo Manning JPG. You see that the folder is the same as I had used before, Demo Manning JPG. Let's do a save and quit. Or if you're on a Mac, you can open the PDF file with Preview, and you can do the same thing. File, Export, JPEG, and this will be just to differentiate it from the previous JPEG file. Make sure you're putting them all in the same folder and save. Okay, so go back to Chalk and Wire. I'm going to assume you've logged in already. If you haven't, you can pause here. Okay, let's go to, we're going to upload a couple of files. I think this makes it a little easier to work with in Chalk and Wire. So go to Menu, go to Work, then go to File, Library, and we're going to upload a couple of files. Let's choose them. Desktop. I'm going to get my resume Manning image, and I'm going to get resume Manning.pdf. So let's get both of those files done. You see the progress bar moves fairly quickly. I like to keep my files separated by file type. So I'm going to take the PDF version, and you can see that the icon is slightly different from the image version. The image has sort of a landscape photo. If you single click and it turns yellow, you can move the file to the selected folder, or move the selected file to a particular folder. I want to move this document to a folder I've created called Docs. Transfer. And I want to take this image file and move it to a folder called Images. Transfer. Okay. And the transfer is completed. You should see that each time something happens in Chalk and Wire. If you don't get that confirmation pop-up, something went wrong and you need to go back and redo it. So let's go back to Dashboard, My Portfolio, and Resume. Okay, let's click on Add Content. We're going to do a text block. And we're going to add a library image from the files we just uploaded to the file library. And this is where sorting your images out, or sorting your file types out, comes in handy for you. Let's look for Resume Manning image. Select it, drag it over to the right, and click Done. Select that image, center it, and while it's still highlighted in blue, let's go to Tools, Source Code, and width 100%. And let's take out height. I don't believe we need that. Okay. Save. And close. So when people browse to your portfolio, they will see the first page of the document. Maybe we want them to actually link to the document. Let's go back and remember we uploaded the PDF. Let's go back and add that. Add content. And in this case, we're going to add a file. You always click below where you want things to show up. Choose from file library. If you didn't do this earlier, now you can actually upload the PDF, but I like to put things into the file library. And in this particular case, since it's a document, I go to my Docs folder, Resume Manning, drag again, drag and drop, done. And so now people can actually see that resume that I just referred to with the image. And if I'm right, you can actually tweak the name of it. I've only had this name my whole life. You think I would know how to spell it by now. Okay. And I believe that is sufficient. Let's go back out and check the preview out. Resume. There's the image. And here's the link to the actual file. This will be a short, I promise, and I will deliver a very short presentation on adding images into the portfolio system. So, you've logged into Chalk and Wire. You are ready to add something to your portfolio. Let's go here, click on Portfolio. As always, add content. And in this particular case, we're going to do a text block. We will scroll down to where we want the content to be inserted. Here, I'm going to do a library image because remember last time we uploaded our images previously ahead of time. And in this case, I'm going to get, let's just say damn spider. I don't dislike spiders, but I don't love them either. Okay, so it's in the content field. Let's select it. And this time, instead of going to Tools, let's go to the Insert/Edit Image button and click on it. And what we we want to do is we'll just call it spider for the image description, so that if somebody holds their mouse over the image, they'll see an alternate description. We'll just say spider. And for dimensions, we want to change the first field to 550 and make sure that constrained proportions is selected. Click OK. And also make sure, while it's still highlighted in blue, that the image is aligned left. Save. You'll see the confirmation window and close. So if we go back out to our preview, go to portfolio, we'll go to the bottom of the page. There is the image, and you're done.